Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Truck podcast. Jerry Curl bringing you today's episode. You know me, starting off with the thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for doing everything you do in our country, providing for us. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, wonderful time with the family. I don't know when you're listening to this. I just hope you're having a wonderful time whenever, whatever stage, whatever holiday, whatever day, whatever night it is. I hope it's a great time for you. It's a great time for me because we get to be with you. And, you know, in this industry, I'd rather not be anywhere but with people from transportation, professional drivers. I live, eat, and breathe that. You are the heartbeat of America. You're my heartbeat, and we'll show up for you. Please look at the show notes, share our show notes, link trees in there for all of our socials, Instagram, Beyond the Truck, a link for First Form to buy some supplements that help you fill some gaps, some gap fillers as I call them. Our group for Accelerate, for the people that are really looking to excel to the next level, excel in life, to reach that full potential that's God's placed inside of them. And that kind of leads me into today's message as well. It's what we want to measure in life. What we don't measure, we don't improve. You know, in our world, we're measuring numbers all the time. The miles, we're tracking our miles or hours or minutes. You know, I hear people say we live and die by a clock. Well, I hate the word die, but we do live by a clock. And, you know, it's the matter of 1 minute. Am I going to make it home by 1 minute or not? And it's so true in our history, in our industry, in our lives, how them numbers matter. And when you measure it, how you focus on it. And when I say what you measure, you don't improve, what you focus on, you improve. And it's true because, you know, in our trucking industry, I say it's the only industry you just spend millions of dollars, but a penny will put you out of business. Some of you will want to come in and cut your rate or cut your mile by a penny or a couple of pennies. And then some shipper, carrier, broker will fall for it. Well, we're always looking at miles. You know, what's our shortest mile? What's our fastest mile? Shaving time off the clock. You know, we spend countless hours in a year measuring what we do in the industry. We're measuring our tire depth. We're measuring our miles. We're measuring our oil level. We're measuring a level of our antifreeze. We're measuring our miles per gallon. We measure everything, don't we? Everything. And, you know, I often talk to you about the small increments, the small numbers. We don't change things in our industry all at once. I want you to think back in the 80s, for many of you that are in there, if you were even alive. Even think back to 2010. Back in the 80s, if them trucks were getting 5 miles a gallon, 6 miles a gallon, they were bragging that you got 5 and 6 miles a gallon. Now, we're seeing 8, 9, 10 miles a gallon, depending on your industry, what part of your industry you're in. You know, I can see a bulk tank doing 8, and I can see a liquid tank doing 9 or 10. The difference is astronomical. You know, so if you look at a 1,000,000-mile year at 6 miles a gallon, that is 166,666.7 gallons. I'm going to say that again. 1,000,000 miles divided by 6 equals 166,666. Wow. 160, let's call it 166,667 gallons a year. Wow. Now, just to put it in perspective, I want to improve that 1/10. When I'm asking you to improve something, the 0.01, the 1/10, I just want to get better every single day. I don't want to compete against Michael Jordan. I don't want to compete against you. I don't want to compete against anybody. I want to compete against myself. I know how I showed up today. How am I going to show up tomorrow? Can I do any better tomorrow than I did today? Well, hell yeah, I should, because today was training for tomorrow. I know what I did today. Today was practice for tomorrow. So let's just say I did 6.1 next year. That is a savings of 2,733 gallons. 32 gallons. 2,732 gallons. Just at a 0.1. And if you were to roll that out at a half mile a gallon, that would be almost 12,000 gallons, or a little over 10,000 gallons. 10,000. In today's market, just that alone, just a tenth of a mile in fuel savings by doing nothing, you could subconsciously improve 0.1 and not even know it. No effort, hardly whatsoever, you would prove 0.1. That's why I come to 0.01. So with no effort, you could improve by 2,732 gallons. At today's standard, that is $12,000. $12,000. Does anybody want to take $12,000 and just take it out in the parking lot and light it on fire? Because that's what we're doing. Plus some. Look at how the small incremental change over time wins. It's the consistency. It's that consistency of how you show up every single time. And if you were to improve that half mile, that 12 would be $60,000. And then let's roll that out into less tire wear, less oil changes, less whatever. That just creates a whole unseen other avenue to this, doesn't it? Yeah. Now I want to do the same thing in your life. What happens if we just start walking today? I don't care if you do a half a mile or a mile. If you did a half a mile 5 days a week, that's what, 2.5 miles a week? 52 weeks a year? You're walking over 105, 110 miles a year? 110? Look at that. Or maybe you just did 10 push-ups 5 times a week, 50 push-ups a week, 2,500 push-ups a year. You see how things add up? Consistency never loses. Let's roll that into some food intake. This is where it really gets real. Let's just say you use some coffee creamer, loaded with added sugar, the poison that I would say. So your coffee creamer has 150 calories in it. Over time, that 150 calories, if you were to take 150 calories and you're going to times that times 365, right? So 150 calorie coffee creamer is probably pretty light. I would almost bet if you look at your coffee creamer, you're probably using double that. And if you multiply that every day you do your coffee, just 1 cup, that's 54,750 calories a year. Isn't that crazy? 54,750 calories per year. And that equates to almost 16 pounds. 16 pounds. Isn't that crazy? In calories. I'm not even mentioning the amount of energy it takes to burn that off. That coffee creamer alone, that little bit of coffee creamer, which I'm going to remind you is very minute. I guarantee you were using more than that 150 calories. And if you do that every single day, that is 16 pounds a year, the calories equivalent. Now, I want you to think about this. That is probably an abundantly load of added sugar. And you know me and my added sugar, enemy number one. Look at the poor health effects it's doing you just on the coffee creamer alone. That's just starting your day. You fuel yourself with added sugar, poison, and an abundance of a spike you lose right out of the box. That consistency will not lose either. That will win at tearing your health down. That's 16 pounds. That 16 pounds over 10 years will be 160 pounds. Oh boy. Wow. Let's look at it this way. And I did this one for somebody. I said, just eat differently a little bit. I can't. What do you mean you can't? When you tell me you can't, it means you don't want to. I said, what do you do for breakfast? I have 2 eggs and 2 pieces of toast with butter. I said, okay, let's do this. Let's get rid of 1 piece of toast and the butter. Or at least get rid of 1 piece of toast. You're getting rid of half the butter and half the bread. You're getting rid of half the fat right out of the box. You win it in the morning. That over time, that bread, that 1 piece of bread every single morning, the consistency to do that all year long is equivalent to 17 loaves of bread average. 17 loaves of bread. I want you to go to the store and I want you to put 17 loaves of bread in your grocery cart. Starters, they'll look at you like you're freaking crazy because you would be crazy. Number one, the bread in the aisle for me is death row. I don't shop that. I shop the perimeter of the store. When you're shopping the aisles of the store, you're shopping death row. 17 loaves of bread in your grocery cart is unbelievable to visualize. But that's what you would consume in a year's time. That equates to 10 pounds in calories, that 1 piece of bread. So in your morning, if you were to do nothing else but give up your coffee creamer and 1 piece of bread, and you consistently did that over the year, you could save 25 to 26 pounds. Your fork is the ultimate judge of your health, your intake, your food. I hear people say, my medication makes me hungry, or it's my medication, it's whatever. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, but it's an excuse. The fork that you eat with is the ultimate judge. That fork is held by your hand. That hand is directed by your mind. That mind is directed by your belief. That belief is driven by your emotion. I bring you this message because I continue to struggle with people when I see the potential in them, but they are stuck where they're at. And they don't have to reinvent their life. They just got to make incremental small changes. The 0.01. The 0.01, that's all I'm asking. The 1/10 of a mile. We will do it for a mile, or we'll do it for $1, we'll do it for a penny. Why won't we do it for ourselves? It's ultimately up to you to decide how long you want to live. Do you want to increase your lifespan, or do you want to increase your health span, or do you want to increase your life health span? You want to live long and healthier? You want to live longer on medication? Or you don't want to live? One of the three. If you do your A1C and you know it's high, you work to get it down. If you get an A1C and you know it's high and you don't get it down, that's 100% on you. You know what you got to do. You're letting complacency, you're letting the comfort zone win, and you went there to die. I'm sorry to tell you that way. If you got an A1C that's high and you challenge it and you beat it, you fought your way back to health and you're living. You're now living. Because I will tell you, when you eliminate yourself from added sugar out of your body for 7 days, 14 days, you will be amazed how well you feel. I tell you all the time, you don't know how good you feel until you feel good. You forgot how good you feel. You forgot what feeling good feels like. And for you, the one of you that have done it, the few of you have done it, the people you've done it, congratulations. Don't stop doing it. You know what you did to win, continue winning. Now we're at the hard part, sustaining the success. Don't give in to failure. Don't reward yourself with failure. Go after that 1/10 of a mile per gallon. Go after that calorie. Go after that piece of bread. Go after that coffee creamer. I don't know what it is, but you go after it and you win. You know what you got to do. And we're here for you. We love you. We appreciate you. We're coming for you. But I need you to come for yourself as well. I can't do it for you. I can do it with you. I can't do it for you. You can contact me, thrive@beyondthetruck.com. Love hearing from you. You got my messages. You sign up on our website at beyondthetruck.com for our daily messaging. Many of you have my number. You're hitting me up directly on messages. That's great. I take a few more and accelerate. That's okay. We'll take a few more. This is for transportation. If you're willing to invest in yourself, get in there. I heard it all. Oh, that's expensive, Jerry. You know what? I'm going to remind you, dying's more expensive. Medications are more expensive. I know one thing. I'm looking at a community of winners. Welcome to that community. Love you, appreciate you, continue to do what you do. Be safe.